Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I apologize if you hear a bunch of noise behind me. I've told them 3 times that I'm going live and I still can't get quiet. I have been having a absolute crazy day. Nothing worked out at the store for me after about 10 runs, and yes, you guys will see the light going in and out in here and all sorts of weird things going on. I am still in the process of setting up. I lost a die that I need to use tonight, and so my husband was behind me and we were both just tearing my craft room apart because my die fell off of my magnetic Cuttlebug plates and I can't find it. So I'm still going to stamp it. I'm still going to show you guys how to do embossing. We did some heat embossing last week with some of the textured embossing powder, and I was going to show you how it looks with the clear regular embossing powder. And then I was going to cut it for the front of the card, and now I can't cut it because I lost this die right here, sitting right here at my desk. I have everything in a nice neat little stack with the envelope and everything, and no die. I stuck this one right there on the outside of my package, and it's there. Thought maybe I did the same with this one, but it's gone. So anyway, we're just gonna pretend I have it, and we're gonna go from there. Might have to do some fussy cutting, but I'm gonna warn you guys, my fussy cutting is not very good. It is not. But anyway, if you want to order Close to My Heart products, just ask me at any time and I'll show you guys this. Since I messed up, all you have to do is fix your camera on that and it'll take you to my Close to My Heart site, or you can go to craftingwithapril.ctmh.com and get there as well. So we are starting with, you guys are getting 3 files tonight. Yeah, me too, Jerry. It's a brand new set. It's here. I know it's here somewhere. My husband went through the trash. I don't feel like it's in the trash. I feel like it has stuck to something because all my inks are magnetic. The cases are magnetic, so I feel like it's stuck to something. Excuse me, I had to have a drink. And I just haven't found it. So, anyway, it is what it is, right? Yeah, it's like a black hole just sucked it up, and now it's gone. And I mean, I had it earlier. I saw it. It's laying there, and now it's just gone. So, what do you guys want to start with? You want to start with the truck card first? Do you want to start with the harvest card, the storybook card? This one is storybook, and this one, in my haste to find I pulled that out. It doesn't come out usually. And the truck card is a Z-fold type card. See, I got everything all messed up with moving everything. It does work. It's just like this, and you just open it up. So we have that card, and then we have the tufted box. And you can see it's kind of like tufting on there. So you guys are getting all 3 files tonight, and I'm going to show you how to put everything together. Hi Louise, hi Gerald, Debbie's here. So let's start with this tufted box, and let me get this big piece of paper out of my way, and then we'll move back to these pieces with the embellishments. Now the file for this one, Yeah, I did that. That's a good thought, Debbie. Very good thought. Because I did pick it up and look on the back of my Misty to see, or the front to see if it had picked it up, and it didn't. But that's great thinking. It's here. I'm not gonna sweat too much about it. It will turn up when I least expect it, and I will put it in its little case. I have a box of all of my stamps and dies for close to my heart. So it will turn up and I will put it in there. I've looked at everything that I've used and I've had out in the last 3 days, and it's not on any of them. So, but we're going to forget about it and just have some fun. It'll be okay. I've cut this pattern, and the pattern number, guys, for your design space. How many of you forgot how to look up a design space file in Design Space? You go to just in case, you go to a new project and open up your canvas, and at the back of the canvas, you're just going to type in the number. So it's going to look like, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. There it is. It's going to look like this. Hey, Jamie. It's going to be your design.cricut.com/hashtag/design and then the number. Okay, and it's not putting the whole number in here, but that link should work if you're in chat to open it. And that number is 170-423-232. It's 170-423-232. So if you're watching the video, I'm not putting it in the description below. If you want the number, you have to watch the video to get the numbers for the files. So I've done that, and I've cut this one, and my YouTube is looking a little, it's working. I know it's working and you guys can see me, but it's not moving for me, but my OBS is. So I am going to cut off my Wi-Fi. There it goes. Cut off my Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi interferes. There we go. So you've got it cut. This is what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like. You can use Nuvo drops, you can use pearls, you can use sequins, you can use beads, you can use any of those things that you want to do. And it may be a little difficult for you guys to see the score lines, but if you open up, and let me just go over and show you Design Space and show you what it looks like so that you can get a good visual on this card. Let's see. I mean this box, not a card. And this is the kit that we're working out of. It's the Hawthorne kit. Now I did do some add-ins. I did the extra paper pack. This is the Hawthorne kit right here, and we're doing a card using this stuff. But I also did the add-in of X7249B, and that's like the bulk papers, I believe. Yep, right here. This Hawthorne paper pack. And the backs of the papers on these are a little bit different than the backs of the papers in the kit. Yay, we have a new subscriber. Welcome, Ann. And so I always like to have a little bit of extra paper. So make sure that you grab yourself an extra paper kit if you're going to be making these cards so that you can get several out of them. And then I also used, which is the one I just lost, is Z3545. We'll just get this out of the way so that you guys will know. And this is the Stampin' the Thin Cuts right here. That's the one I lost right there for the truck. Very nice set. I'm loving it. It's going to be so versatile year round. And again, I like to try to include some guy cards this time of the year because it's really hard for you to come up with birthday cards the first of the year and towards the end of the year for guys. So I know that girls are easier. Butterflies, hearts, flowers, you name it. And it'll all go for women, girls, ladies, but men and boys seem to be tough for us sometimes. So those are the ones that we're using tonight. But here is your box. And I just finished cutting this, as a matter of fact, while I was looking for my die. And this is what that file looks like. You see all of those score lines on there? This is what we're going to be folding. So I'm going to start and I'm going to fold the side tab, and then you'll see me folding all of this. And you're just going to follow the same instruction as we do in the live, but this is just to give you a good visual because I know you're not going to be able to see these score lines on the camera. They're just not going to show for you. They're not going to pop out, especially because I'm using a pattern paper instead of a solid paper. But that's what they look like. This is what I'm going to be folding, and if you follow the instruction, you'll do just fine with it. So if you guys want to open that up so that you can see it, if it helps you to have a visual, then you'll know exactly what I'm folding here. I thought that might help some of you guys, especially because it's hard to see. It's hard for me to see it. So I'm going to start with that tab, and I'm just going to give it a good fold. And you don't need to burnish this paper hard. I like it, and you'll still get a crisp line. And then I'm going to fold these top tabs. And I'm not even going to worry about folding that tab right there yet. I'll do that last towards the end. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to fold all of my bottom tabs. So now we have the side tab folded and the bottom tabs folded. I just want to get a good little crisp line. Then you're going to fold each one of your sides. So it's going to go in at the side. I'm going to pull those back. There's a score line on each one of these. So that's one. And then you have another one right here where these cuts are. There's another one. And then you have right here where these cuts are, you have another one. So if you count that tab, you have 4 folds in that direction, and then you have your top and bottom. So that helps you see them a little bit better right there. Now we have to do our lines going this way. And these are a little bit more difficult to see because you don't have these lines here to help you. But when you've got it in your hand, you can see them pretty good. I did use the scoring wheel, the single, but you're going to fold that one. So that's fold 1 on that side and fold 2. Then you have another one right here. And don't worry about if this folds. It's okay if that tab folds. Not going to hurt anything. Have another one right there. And then another right here. So now you should be able to see all your squares popping in there. Okay? Everybody with me so far? And then I'm just going to start at this corner. And you want, my pattern is up, so that's the way I want to fold, okay? I want to fold with my pattern because we're making this look tufted. So there's one there, right there on that corner. And you're just going to fold that back. And then you're going to move to the next set of squares and fold that one back. So now you have 2. And then you have another one right there. And then you're going to go to the next one. And then I just like to turn mine around and go the other direction so I don't have that big piece. But you can do it either way that you want. I'm going to fold that there. And I'm not burnishing this tab part. I'm just burnishing my square. But if you do, it's not going to hurt anything. Going to do that second one, and then the third one. Oops, I got off the line there. No. No, I didn't. I just thought he did. Okay. And then back to the middle. So now you can see where your tufting comes in. It's a little bit difficult on the pattern paper, I know, but I wanted it to match the card. But that's what it's going to look like. And now comes the fun part. This is where you want to, if you're going to do Nouveau drops, or you're going to do rhinestones or sequins or anything like that, this is the time. And I apologize, I'm so disorganized. Again, I had it all laid out nice and neat and ready to go, piece by piece by piece, till I tore the room apart. There they are. And these I just got at Michael's. They were like $2. And I thought they had just enough shine. They weren't too flashy, but you can use rhinestones, pearls, just about anything. Stickles. And I'm just going to go, I think, with the small ones on this one. And I am just going to place one in each of the crosshairs there. So what I'm doing is where this cross is, right here in the center, that's where I'm putting those, right there. And we're going to do that on all 16 squares. It does take 16 of these. And tomorrow, guys, I am live at noon. Tomorrow we are doing iron on, but we're doing tiny iron on, small iron on things using the Mighty Mini. If you don't have yours yet and you're on the fence, join us tomorrow. We'll show you how it works. We're going to be doing iron on a koozie. We're going to be using some pattern iron-on, some foil iron-on, some regular iron-ons. But we're doing a koozie. I have a stuffed animal. I have a backpack. I have like a little cosmetic type bag. I have something else. But we're gonna do, there goes a rhinestone. That one landed somewhere in space over here. That'll be one of those times where I wash my hair and I'm like, where in the world did that come from? Now you know. Rhinestone flights. But yes, tomorrow we're doing tons and tons of stuff in iron-on. So if you're new to iron-on, you don't know about weeding, you don't know about cutting and mirroring and those kind of things, tomorrow is your day. So now we have all our rhinestones on there. Just press them all down, and if you want to use a tad of glue on them just to ensure, you can. But I'm going to start, and I'm going to fold on that first one with one row of my rhinestones showing. You can use your tape runners or glue. I myself like glue for this because of the stress on it. But guys, these are going to be perfect for hand lotions or body sprays or anything like that. Bed Bath and Body Works. And you can make this box smaller if you want to. You can change the size of it. You can take it down to 2 squares if you want. Just going to fold that both ways and get that glue kind of spread out and dry. And that is basically it. And then I like for my front tab, which is the front of my box here, I like this front tab to be folded back. So I'm just going to fold the 4 in. You can glue all of them if you want to. I just glued the last one. I'm going to pop that over. I'm going to fold the tongue of the box right there. And we're done. How easy was that? Oops, I didn't have my glue in there well. I pulled my glue loose. I didn't wait for yours to dry before you close it all the way, or make sure you don't catch your tab. There we go. How cute is that? And then I did have some ribbon. Yeah, it's super easy box. The kids can help you with it. What kid doesn't want to sit down and help you fold something like that? And oh, I forgot to show you guys before, if you want to make a bunch of these ahead of time, before you go and get all that, you can do that. Don't glue your bottom yet, and just press them flat, leave them flat. I was going to show you guys that, and I got ahead of myself. But you can leave these flat, stacked up with all your rhinestones on them, and the sides already glued together, and then you can go back and close that bottom and close the top and do it. So you can do a whole stack of them and keep them for year-round use too. So super simple, super easy box for lotions and things like that. And I did make it where it was square enough that you could put a little bit of tissue paper around that lotion, something like that, or some of the shreds. That's what I call them, the shreds. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those things we hate to clean up, but they make the packages look so pretty. So I got a little piece of ribbon here. Let's just make a cute little bow. And you can make your bows up ahead of time and stick them down on there. Just make sure you stick them down on the right direction and still leave it flat. This ribbon's a little bit wide, but it's so pretty. I like it. I'm going to use it. There we go. I get my finger in there. Tighten it up. It's a little long. And then you can use your glue dots or your glue, whatever it is that you want to use to adhere it. And I had a big spool of glue dots and I lost them, but I'm gonna use a pop dot for this one. Why not? What's it gonna hurt, right? And I have some giveaways for tonight too, guys. I'm close to my heart. I can get that off of there. How cute is that? I love this box. This is a guy box, so I didn't put a bow on it. If you want to wrap some twine around the lid, you can do them that way too. I have a piece cut here somewhere. I just hadn't done it yet. But you can, for a guy box, wrap some twine around it 2 or 3 times and then tie it off just to give it a different look. Totally up to you. Sometimes my fingers don't want to work, guys. We're just going to pretend I got that in the center. I didn't, but I'm not going to untie it right now and fix it. But you get my drift. You can do your bows in different ways so that they lay different ways. And that's just another little trick that I like, is to wrap it around the lid, especially for like a guy's theme. You can see how that would go together. How cute. So, now that we have the box out of the way, let's move on to maybe one of the giveaways. One of the things that I'm giving away is a Stamp of the Month 1908. This is the S1908, from me to you from August. The first $25 order on Close to My Heart with my shopping with me is going to win that, and you might get a goodie in there as well. The first $100 order, and we are going to be working with this in a couple of weeks. I don't know what day yet. It may not even be a Close to My Heart Friday when I work on it, but there will be some files coming out, and they may be exclusive to Close to My Heart orders. And I'm going to be giving away the Share the Joy set. Not just the stamps. You're getting the whole set. First $100 order. This is a $57 set. I think it is on sale right now, but you're getting the CC9195 set, and that is the kit that gives you the panes right here. This is the thinlet for the square windows, and they're stitched. It's a gorgeous set, guys. And then the clipboard type that goes with your stamps right here to do your little clipboard piece, and you get one that's got a different little border on it. These in the middle of it are just extra stamps that they've put in there. It is open so you can put what you want in there with the sentiments, but you're getting a Dash of Joy stamp, you're getting the Giving Thanks stamp set, and the die set on the first $100 order tonight. First 25 gets a stamp of the month. So those are the giveaways for tonight. And let's go ahead and work on our guy card. And I'm using the stamp set for this is Z3545 that I showed you. The stamp set and the die set. I have the dies somewhere. I just had them. See, now I've lost the whole set. But anyway, they're here. There it is. So I used these, and I did use the large stitch circle die off of Stitch Circles Z4181 for this card, but any of your stitch die circles will work for this. I just used the sentiment out of the step set. There's several in there. Happy birthday, looking sharp. Your husband, happy anniversary, enjoy the ride. Lots of things you can do with this one. So the first thing is we need to stamp, and I am using the black pigment ink. Now there are two. Remember that I told you last week there's one that is a I'm looking for my card here. It is a water-based ink, and that's great for regular stamping, but it doesn't work for your embossing. Those are my envelopes. And don't forget, guys, you do get card bases and envelopes in that card kit. So you get like 12, I think, something like that. But sometimes I like to cut mine out of Cricut paper and just use the cards for quick cards and things like that. But you want to season your stamps, and there are instructions in your stamp pad. You want to twist and kind of drag it along. But when you're stamping, you're going to twist and tap, tap, tap kind of motion. Cover your stamp well. And then you're just going to stamp your area. And you're going to do the same for all the stamps that you use on your card. And I'm going to clean mine off. This is the stamp chamois, which will clean it, but I'm going to use a little bit of the stamp cleaner too because it's a pigment. I'm just going to wipe that off. You don't want to store your stamps on your blocks. You want to make sure that you store them on the clear protective sheet that they came on. And discoloration is normal if that happens. And I am just using some of the Zing that I got from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, something like that. Clear, because I wanted to go clear with this. I had already rubbed this with my stamp static thing prior because I did it for this one. So I didn't rub it this time. This cardstock had already been rubbed. But I like to do mine twice, and you can see I've got a good coating of powder on there. I know the one we did last week you couldn't see very well, but this one you'll see. You'll see it change before your eyes, and that'll give you a good heads up of I'm just thumping off any leftover powder that might be on that card, because if I use that card base, I don't want it giving that sandy feel for it. And you may not be able to hear while I'm doing this, but I'm using my heat gun. This is the one I use for my epoxy and everything. You may have a smaller one that looks like a little hair dryer, or you may have one that's shaped like this, but your heat gun is what you're going to need, and you're just going to heat it. And I like to heat mine from underneath. And that's all there is to it, guys. You saw how it changed? Now that is hot, and it's like a plastic. You can see that. You don't want to touch it till it's dry. It'll take it a few seconds. It won't take very long, but just a few seconds. And guys, I am super horrible at fussy cutting, so please don't judge me. That's why I use dies and a Cricut. So I'm just gonna check it. And yeah, it's cool. Once it's cool to the touch, you're good. But you can see how pretty that image is. You don't want to overheat. You just want to heat it till it changes color. If you overheat, it'll start to bubble. And this is not going to be anywhere close to as pretty as the dye. And when you're fussy cutting, you should move your paper and not your scissors. But that still never works for me. And I hadn't planned on this portion of the video. Y'all know that though. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We'll live with it, right? Your heat embossing never looks that good, Louise. If I heat mine from the top, mine doesn't either. It's like it gets too hot, or I don't know. I'm either overheating or something like that when I heat from the top. But I like to heat from the bottom, and I don't usually have that problem. And usually I let my heat gun warm up just a little bit before I even put it up under the paper. So that too, I didn't do it this time, but normally I do. I just let it heat up for just a second. I have embossing powder all over here, guys. Just give me a second. It's like working in sand. So once you've done all of your pieces, everything I've got cut is already here. You guys know I'm checking for that dye, don't you? I can't let it go. Alright, so we've got all of our pieces cut, and let's go over and get that file number for you guys and let you take a peek at it. Let's see. Alright, there's your box. I've already given you that number, so I'm on the offline version, or download version, I should say. And this is the Z-fold version right here, or variation. Z-fold cards come in different types, but they all basically work the same. They're all Z-folds. And this is what it looks like. Now guys, when you cut this file, make sure, I didn't group this, yeah. Make sure that you don't throw these pieces out because it's going to cut like this. Let me just hit make it and show you. Those are some panels and things like that. When you do not discard this piece, you will be using it. Okay, I did slice it out of there, but I sliced it for a reason so that I would know that they were lined up, etc., etc. But you will be using that piece and you will be using this piece. These are not lost pieces. So don't try to stick, like if you have a truck or something or other image that you're going to be cutting, don't try to save paper and cut it out of this section because you need this piece. Just so you know, you will need that. And so if you cut images out of that thinking it's a blank spot, it's not. And you can change the shape, but just make sure that your sides are straight. They need to be straight and they need to be the same width as this piece. So if you want to change it up, you can change it up. Make it your own. And that file number is 170344282. Again, that is 170344282. And that's for this Z-fold card that we're about to put together. I just wanted you guys to see that. Not dead area, you will use that. So if you want to open it up and make yourself a note on that, you can certainly go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and start with the base. We're just going to fold it on its score line. It's going to look just like that. Let's set these panels to the side. And I used the charcoal out of that pack that goes with this. Now, on your Close to My Heart, you have a light and a dark side. So what side you use, totally up to you. Both of them work well with the paper. Okay? And you can even change this piece up. Like I said, this one has the cardboard look on the back. So beautiful, beautiful card for guy cards, guys. So we're going to take this piece and this piece, and they are the same size. The one that came out of your base and the one that came out of your panel are the same size. And you're going to glue those together. And they need to be straight. And that's why I'm using glue. Glue is more forgiving and gives me a little bit of time to slide it around and get it there, whereas the tape runner will not. Once I stick it down, it's stuck with the tape runner. And I have a little bit of play time to get that lined up with glue. I'm just gonna give it a little rub. And I still got it off just slightly. Hopefully, if you do get it off just slightly, I mean, it's like a hair, just a hairline. It should be okay. If it doesn't, then you can trim it off, but you should be fine. Then I'm going to take this piece and I am going to adhere it onto the front panel, and it needs to line up right there in the center. Don't worry about the sides and the end. You want the center to line up and the rest of it will follow. Uh-oh, I have a dog out front barking, which is probably going to set my dogs off. And then just get that on there. Oops, I'm off. Maybe if I open it up, it'll be easier for me. I have to stand up, guys. But you definitely want this lined up. Well, my glue is drying on me. Doesn't want to give me any slide. I'm off a hair. But you get the idea. Make sure you get yours lined up really good. And then you want to pay attention. You don't want to put your piece in there where it's not. I want my stripes to line back up. If you're using a different pattern paper or solid paper, it may not matter. But I want mine to line up, and it should fit right in there, like so. I'm off just a little bit on this piece. Not much. And right there. I did try to get it lined up perfectly, but I'm going to live with that. So now I have that piece on. I'm just going to sit it in there, and then I'm putting this piece in the center. This is just another panel. Just line it up. I'm just going to keep that so my stripes, because I messed up here and flipped it around. It wasn't off bad, but it was off. And then you're going to get this piece here, and it has two scores on it. One at the front, a short score, and then one back here. And you're just going to fold that like so. Z-fold. Okay? That's where your Z-fold comes in, right here. So then I'm just, with the Z-folded, I'm just going to open that front flap back up. Okay? And I'm just going to put glue on that back piece right there. You can do both if you want to. But you're going to be, I always open this the wrong way. You can even put a pull tab back here, guys. Well, what did I do? So they know to pull this piece if you want to. Totally up to you. But this is the way that it's going in there. So you want your fold, you want this to go in the fold, but it has to be in the center. Okay? You have to get that lined up in the center so that it's not off. And just give it a press down. I got mine off slightly. I am off a lot. I need a little more slide. I think I've got it. I think I'm off slightly still. You guys probably won't have this much trouble. Having trouble seeing tonight. There we go. You can put it on the other piece first if you want to, if it helps, which is probably what I should have done. But it's coming through there. I'm off slightly, so what I'm going to do is just kind of trim it up just a little bit right here at the back. You're probably not going to be seeing that anyway. Just to give me some slide at the back. should work. Then you're going to place this in. Nope, I'm off. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Make sure you get yours lined up. I'm having a rough day today. You can always trim it just a hair. That's what we want right there. You just want it to be able to come through there. And then you're going to put glue on this tab. Just on that small square. And place that piece right over. Yeah, I've got a tiny brush for that extra powder. I'm telling you, it's been chaos. It's 5 minutes before video time I discovered I couldn't find that die. And I mean, I destroyed the craft room. I destroyed it. I just about dumped everything off the desk. But that's what you want, guys. You just want it to be able to open freely. And then I'm just going to flip it open. Don't pay attention to my trim job. We're going to fix it. I'm using the darker side of these. And the first one is going to be my little cinnamon one. So, and then my other is going to be my signature panel. So I'm just going to place this one on its panel. Having hand cramps lately too, so it cramps up at the most inopportune time. It makes my thumb draw in. We're just going to place that right on the back, not all the way up, but because it's going to get covered a little bit when they open it. So you want it, you can come all the way back to the score if you want. I didn't on this one either. You can see right up to the happy birthday. Depends on where your sentiment lands, so check it and see where you want yours to go. And then this is my signature side, making sure I get the dark side here. And you can use your square stitch dies for this. I did cut these on the Cricut just to make sure that your file was right. But if you have the stitch dies, there should be some in there of this size that will work. And then you're just going to stick that panel over on the other side. And as long as you're cutting your strip that we use, the Z-fold strip, the color of your base, if you're off a little bit, it won't show. You can also cut a panel for the inside if you want to cover that before you put your, like here, before you put your panel on. And I know I just had twine because we just used it. See, I told you guys I'm having one of those days. There it is. It fell on my keyboard. That's why I couldn't find it. And you can take as little or as much twine as you want for these guys and just loop it. I just kind of loop it around 2 or 3 fingers. You can tie it in the middle if you want to, or just however you want to do it, and fluff it out. Bring it out as much or as little from the edge of this as you want. I think I actually want it to go kind of to the side for this one because it was interfering with the, so sort of like that. And then I just flip it over and give it a little dab of glue to hold it. You can use your glue dots, your tape runners, whatever it is you want to use. Get good and sticky. But I like to use my dots to keep it popped up. And they are here too, somewhere. And I can't believe I can't find anything today. Friday the 13th, right? Oh well. I have more dots somewhere. I have more. Oh, these may work better because those others were a little bit too high, I thought. So while that's drying, I'm just going to place a few of these dots. Didn't want that in that twine, but it wanted to be there. He wants to live there. I'm just gonna pop me a piece of paper over that. My little scrap piece, where did you go? A lot of people like to use the pop dots on it, but like I said, I do me a little tab of glue and let it get a little bit tacky. And I'm just gonna stick that paper over it. Just like so. That's going to hold it in place and give me a little bit of a glue area. And that's why I like it like that. So I can do a little glue there and pull off these tabs and get it to stay exactly where I want. I have tweezers there. And then we're going to position that right there. Make sure everything is on the back side of this and nothing's hanging over. There's our truck. And you have a square panel for the back too. Goes back here. Just gonna give that a second to dry before I start pushing on it with rhinestones, which I should have already done. I'm just gonna pop, let's see, a medium, turn loose, there, and then a couple of small ones. There goes another one. There he is. He tried to get away. And then I'm going to pop dot my truck. I got these tweezers in my tonic monthly subscription, and I really like them. So I just kind of want to pull that out right to the edge. Kind of want it this, oh, it's not going to overlap because I fussy cut this one, that's why. I'm short, but that's okay. I'm going to live with it. And so then you have your Z-fold card. And it's done. That one takes a little more time because you have more pieces, but not bad. So that one takes care of those. Again, looks much better if you use your die, and I had my threads in the way on that one, but we moved it over on the second one so you guys can see. That's how it goes. My thread wants to hang up in there. So kind of do your thread to the top and off to the side so it's not on both sides, guys, and it'll work fine. So there you have that, and the tufted box to match it. So that's 2 of your projects. And then we're using the tufted box again with the storybook card. Yeah, I love that. I love that plaid. I'm going to order some more of that. That's going to make some gorgeous cards. Yes, you're right. And I am not too sure, Louise, that one of my dogs didn't run off with my die, especially the puppy. Sorry, guys, I had to have a drink. My throat was getting dry. Ah. Cricket hair, yeah. Right, Pat? Cricket hair, don't care. That was a gorgeous shirt. I love the way she did that. So now we have our fall card, our Grateful for You card. And I've got everything in a pack here so that we don't lose anything except my twine package that has my bread in it. There's my dots. I know it's here somewhere. That's okay, I can get another bread. It's just right there. So I have gone ahead and stamped all of this, guys, because I knew we were doing 3 projects so that you wouldn't have to watch me do them all. And if you ever miss stamp, don't worry about it. Flip that cardstock over because it's going to match even if it's lighter or darker. And you can see I had a mess up here. But I'm going to use those acorns anyway with the lighter cardstock. But I messed up stamping, so I still used it for my dies and used the opposite side. And it's going to work just fine. If I even use them. I didn't use them on this card. I used a brad instead, as you can see there. But if you don't have a brad, the acorn is in that. I use them in here. So they work just fine. And let's go ahead and do the panel first. This, guys, the little wood piece, that is off of the cardstock. Remember I told you the Close to My Heart cardstock has a strip on it? So it's actually a 12.5 by 12 sheet. But you see how there's a 1/2 inch strip at the top? This one says best day ever, adventure ahead, so thankful, good stuff, all smiles. You can cut that off and use these like stamp sentiments and put those on your cards or even a matching bag, or I can cut those off and use those on the boxes. So don't throw those away. You can use those. But that wood piece is off the top from the box. So I'm not throwing that out, I'm using it. Where it has your Close to My Heart, what it came out of, the package number and things like that. One side is printed, but the other side is always something decorative. So don't throw those out, use them. I'm using them in this card. Let me see if I can get you guys a better picture here. My lamp is all wonky since I moved everything. Can you guys see? Is that too bright? There we go. I think that's better. So we're going to start with our panel, and I put mine on to cut. You can cut it by hand with a trimmer if you prefer, or you can cut it with the file on the Cricut. And I cut mine for the dots to run this direction. So let's go over and take a look at that file. This is file number 3 for you guys tonight. And let's go over to cancel. That was the Z fold. And let's show you what that other file looks like. And this is the storyboard card. Now I'm using their card base, and I cut my panels with the trimmer, but I did cut this piece on my Cricut. This is the storyboard piece, and your panels. You can use stitch die circles, your framelits. Cut these by hand, use your stitch framelits, or let your Cricut cut them, and use whatever images that you want. Have it write or draw on these. Super easy, super simple card base that you can use for many things. So just save it as a base, and when you go to make changes, do a save as, and then your base is always there for you without it being tampered with or moved or changed and resized, and you always have a fresh one to start with. So that is the storyboard base, and I'm hoping, it's been a while, I'm hoping I can remember how to fold this. I did have trouble making it when I was doing the mock-up card, but hopefully I can remember it this time. I have the mock-up to look at, so that'll help. So let's go back over and go ahead and fold this one up. So I'm going to start by putting on my panel, and I really hate to cover that up. The back side of this out of the bulk pack was really nice. And I did the stamping on this, guys, with the paprika, what is it? I want to say saffron, but that may not be right, the colors. You'll see the ink pads in there that match these. But I stamped the yellow in the center of the stamp, and then I stamped the maroon color on the outside, and then I did the paprika on the other side, and kind of let those inks blend a little bit with me stamping over them. I just used the edge of my stamp pad in case any other of the inks got onto the stamp pad, so that because if I'm stamping an image, I'm going to use the center of my pad 90% of the time anyway. So I just used just a very small corner or an edge and tapped around this to get me that look of, oh, there it is, to get me that look of a ombre color. And this set does come with the dies. So you have your dies inside the pack there. And inside I used the Autumn Air Stamp of the Month. This is 1910. This is the October, I believe. So this one's coming. It may be available now for you now. Maybe September, October. But I really like this. And just like that, summer turned into autumn. Or you can use fall, however you want. But I used the fall and is in the air for the inside of this one. And that was stamped 19010. And guys, I think if you spend $25, you get this stamp set for $5. So, not bad. And then I'm just going to take my orange square. We're just gonna line that up at the top. And I'm going to take my wood strip that I saved off the top of that one for the box. And I believe I cut these at 4 inches wide, guys. I'm just going to butt it right up against that orange piece. Just line it right up. And then here is my stamped image, and use my die cut with my Cuttlebug to cut it. See if you can see where I kind of tried to ombre it a little bit with the paprika and the burgundy Here's the paprika side, I think. Give it that ombre effect. And you can pop dot this up. Several things you can do with this. Place it right there on top. Those go inside. And then we have, I think I will pop dot this one up. Just the low profile dots. Make them just a tiny bit different. Pretty. I do too. Fall is my favorite season, I think. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but fall is my favorite season. There's one. I've lost my pine cone. Am I the only one that does that? I hear him. There he is. Never gets up and loses everything. And I want the larger profile dots for these. I think I'll use the large dot. A large and a small dot on there. I bet I could have 50 pair of scissors and 5 minutes into a project. I won't be able to find one. So are you guys liking these Free File Fridays? These things really grip well, almost too well. They don't let go once you turn them loose. And let's see, I need a little bread. And I kind of like I tried to make this kind of look like wheat. I don't know if I succeeded, but I did like the way that it came out. I may just leave this one as a bow. I don't know. Well, it's not wanting to cooperate, that's for sure. And you do get this twine in the kit too, guys. This is from Close to My Heart. So if you got the Hawthorne kit, or get it while it's on sale, all of these in that kit, the stamps, the dies, the twine, is all included. You still need your ink and your stamp pads, but you get the paper and everything else. And then all I did was cut my loops of my bow. And just so you guys who like glue dots and things like that, let me show you how those work with And they do sell the glue dots. They don't have this dispenser, but we do sell them at Close to My Heart, and you can get them at your craft stores too. And that one stuck to my finger. Now it's right there. So you can use glue like I did on the other card, or you can use the dots, and the dots like to stick to me better than other things. And let's see. Is that too orange? No, that's pretty good. That one's orange. I'll use it. And I'm basically just going to not use those scissors, but my other scissors. And I'm just going to snip the back off of this brad. Now if you know you're going to use it, I don't always know that I'm going to use them. If you know you're going to use it, you can put it on, put these pieces on your orange panel and then run it through before you glue it down. Or you can do like I am, and I'm just cutting the brad off the back of it. I don't need it, and I'm just going to make sure. I think this one will work. I'm just going to put a pop dot right there, and you can use hot glue, however you want to use it. It's better to put it on, but sometimes it'll create a lump underneath, and I don't like that on cards, so that's my fix. That's how I get around that. I didn't make this one quite as long, but it's okay. So there's the card front, and now we'll work on the inside. So you're going to need this piece. I'm going to try to do this from memory. The first fold that's in between your two cut lines is a valley fold, I think. And then the next one right next to it is a mountain fold. That's right. Yay. So it looks just like that. And same thing on the other side. The first one is a valley without bending this part. You just want to bend between the cuts. And then a mountain. So that it looks something like that. Okay, and then you can just want to kind of mash these, push this forward. See if you guys can see that. Kind of push it forward and flatten it, and then use your bone folder to get a good crisp fold on those. And that is basically almost it. This piece comes forward, and this one comes forward, and then this one goes back. So those two scores there are valley, mountain, valley. So that when it's all folded up, it looks like this. Everybody with me on that one? Yeah, it does. It looks kind of like an open book, Jamie. So while I have that open, I did not do that. I did not. No, I did not. Do you guys see what kind of day I'm having? Those could have landed anywhere on my desk, but where did they go? Right on to, I mean right onto my piece that I have to have. Let's see if I can get this one off. I got that one off without tearing anything. Glue dots. Only me, right? Alright, so fall is in the air is what we want it to say. Yeah, it's just... So you guys are getting to live a little bit of a day in the life of April, and that's the way that this day has been. But it's still been a good day. So we're going to put that one there. And we'll get that one there. So now we've got our little book going. And you want to fold that back up. If you've got a lot of glue now, let that dry before you mash it down. You don't want to glue it together. And then you're going to bring this in. And I am just going to, it doesn't matter which side you do first, I'm just going to put glue on the frame part of this. You don't want to get glue anywhere else. Make sure that you have it mashed up like it's supposed to be. Make sure your card is in the right direction. Everything is going in the right spot. And then you're just going to place this one side down and give it a good press. And the way that you see how much space I have on each side here, on the right and the left, or the top and the bottom, however you want to look at it. You want that same amount of space here, okay? And that's how you know you have it in the right place. And just make sure that you fold it up. So this is like a little, I don't know, a V. Make sure you press that down and that all of these pieces are pressed just like that. Let's see if I can get you guys a top view. Just like that. You want it all pressed together like that. And then you want to do this frame. And it's going to jump around on you because it's the way that it is. And then you're just going to fold your card over. Let it pick it up. And then it should be just the same amount of space. It should work out for you if you do it that way. You just have to get that first one lined up, and then you're good to go. And that's all there is to that card. That's how simple that one is. How cute is that? So now you have those cards and your box. I love that. How cute. I think I like the orange better. I may have to pull that off and make that a little bit longer. How cute is that? You could do Nuvo drops. You could do like 3 Nuvo drops over here. You don't have to center this. And that was my plan. I just didn't do them in the corners of this yet. You can use rhinestone sequins. Some gold sequins would be really pretty on this too. I love it. And that is just, that ribbon is just some ribbon that I picked up on sale, I think at Michael's, guys. I think it's, yeah, it's a Celebrate It that I got at Michael's, I think last year. It might have been this year. So that completes the Hawthorne kit with the guy cards and the boxes. You got 3 files. You have the tufted box, you have the storyboard box, and you have the Z-fold card. I appreciate everybody joining me for Close to My Heart night, or triple play. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that I missed? Okay. So you guys enjoy those files, enjoy the goodies, get your papers. And next week I am going to be doing Halloween theme. We are doing some Halloween stuff. If I don't have my close to my heart Halloween stuff, we're going to improvise. But I think it will be here. So we're going to be doing Halloween, I think, next week. I think we're going to be doing some goodie bags. I don't know yet. Don't know. But we are going to be doing stuff. There is a Halloween spooktacular going right now. So, and I think it's limited. I did post it in the groups. If you guys want that, you need to grab it. Let me see if I can find that one. Show it to you guys really quick before we sign out. And that's the final look at your storyboard card. And let's see. I am having a mouse issue here. Just don't have enough space because I scattered everything. Right here on promotions, right here is Spooktacular. If you go to the Spooktacular, you'll see it. These are so stinking cute, guys. But here is the die set, and I know it says $40.95. The special may have ended. Oh no. I thought it was on special still. Oh no, celebrate. Da, 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 da. Oh yes, there it is. This is the one on sale right here. It's $52.95 and you get it all. So I mean, that's a steal because just the dies and the stamps are $40.95. But if you get that whole kit, it's $52.95, and you get everything. You get the papers, you get the thin cuts, you get the stamps, you get the sticker sheet, you get the paper pack, you get the cardstock, solid cardstock pack, and then you get your black and white dots as well. So that's excellent deal right there. But they won't last. They said that these are limited. The dies and stuff themselves by themselves are not limited, but you can see $52.95. That's pretty good when the dies themselves alone are $41. Yay, Debbie, great. So even if you're not into the close to my heart, you still got files, you still got a tutorial on how to do those. If you're into the close to my heart like I am, and a few of the others that I know, super deal on that. And I'm hoping mine is here by Friday because I want to play with that, definitely. All right, if anybody has any questions and we didn't get them answered, just don't forget to ask me in the groups. Write down your question, ask me next week. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. We're doing iron-on with the Cricut Mini. We're going to do several different projects and use different iron-ons so that you guys can see how to apply those to smaller objects. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, close to my heart customers. I greatly appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow at noon.